Welcome back to another video on my channel today. What I wanted to talk about, staying hopeful in 2020. So it's been a couple days, and I noticed a lot of people are getting a little bit more negative or more depressed. The negativity comes easier than it used to. So if you live in Arizona, it's really easy to complain about a few things in particular. 1, the weather. 2, record high COVID-19 cases. And 3, no money/no job. So what I want to talk about today is staying hopeful in 2020. So what I mean by that is the people I talk to, their heads is just filled with crap. But the crap didn't get there for no reason. That's something that they allowed in. See, you as a person, you are the filter of ultimately what you talk about, what you think about, and what you do. And when someone comes to me with all this negative material in their mind and they choose to share with me, that's something that they choose to let into their mind. Therefore, they chose to share that with me. They didn't have to talk about it, they didn't have to speak of it. But here we are having this conversation, and it's interesting because this conversation that they choose to share with me does not bring no value. It doesn't change their current situation. The only thing I feel like, it makes them feel a little better because they get to share it with someone, and it takes a little bit of that stress off of their life and it puts it onto other people. Me personally, that is not what I'm trying to share at this channel at all. What I want to do is to allow people to be aware of the choices and the decisions that they make on a day-to-day basis. So, staying hopeful in 2020, what I want to share with you guys, I know there's a lot of people out there who are already experts, already whizzes at staying positive, staying focused, and staying productive. But for a few people, it's very necessary that they need to hear this. So I'm going to go straight into it. Okay, so everything that fills up your mind is what you allow in. That is things you watch, things you read, things you listen to, anything that's coming in, you are ultimately deciding what you allow in and what you don't allow in. And what I mean by that is, when the news comes on in the morning and you decide to listen to it, and they're sharing stories about record high cases, puppy dies, water's tainted, stock market crashes, anything, you don't have to sit there and listen to that. Because yes, that is something that may affect everything, but ultimately it will not affect you here and now, so you don't have to listen to it. You could simply change the channel, put the TV on mute, or just turn it off in general. Another thing, radios, the things that they talk about on the radio, you could choose to tune into it, sit there and listen to their whole spiel and ramble about something negative that's happened, or change the station, turn it off, put on something that will benefit you and your life. Another thing that people don't really think about is the type of music that you listen to. Growing up, I always listened to music for the beat. If it had a sweet beat that I could really vibe with, that's something I was always into. What that means is anything that came with that beat, all the words, all the rap, the stories that they talk about, is also directly influencing you. For example, me in this situation, it's influencing me and what I listen to also on a daily basis. Because if it's a really good beat, a really good song, I'm going to listen to it for multiple times. So the message delivered behind the content that you're putting in is ultimately going to be manifested, and it's going to impact your life in a way that you might not even realize it. I went over radio, television, and music. Very simple ways that external sources can influence you. So that's all mentally. Mentally staying hopeful in 2020, the things that you put into your mind, make sure it's not just garbage, crap, anything that doesn't do you any service. What I mean by that, I don't know what you guys are pursuing, what you guys do, what you guys want in your life. Me, for example, I want to learn how to become better. So every day, I watch at least one video on positive mindset, successful habits, or anything where I can think and learn to just become a better version of myself. An easy way to do that, watching videos on YouTube that also align with your goals, or reading books, reading material that will help you become a better version of yourself. Libraries full of information, books. Books are a good source of information, just as watching TV, listening to music, and listening to the radio. So don't X those out as an influencer of your mind. Moving on to the next part of the video, mentally staying hopeful, not only that, but physically staying hopeful. things that you do on a day-to-day basis that make up your well-being. So for example, exercising versus not exercising, eating healthy versus eating junk food, sleeping in versus waking up early and getting your day started. These are all just examples of physically what people do to either win or lose. This goes back to what I mentioned earlier. What are your goals in your life? What are you trying to achieve and accomplish? Anything physically that you do now will ultimately show up in your mood, the way you talk to people, the way you interact. People come to you grouchy, mad, or they're irritated, and that could be from anything, and I mean anything. So what I want to express is doing what it takes physically to put yourself into a better mood so you can just share that with other people in these stressful times. And if you watched my last video, we talked about stretching. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch that after this one. But stretching is a great way to put yourself in a good mood, bringing all that circulation, making everything work as it's supposed to, physically getting ready for the next moments in your life. So with all that being said, physically doing what it takes to get into a better mood and being aware of what you are doing that's putting yourself into a bad mood. So we went over mentally staying hopeful in 2020, physically doing what it takes to get into a better mood. So we're going to talk about energy for the last portion of this video. Do you have the energy it takes to get through the whole day and accomplish all the goals that you set yourself up to do? If you find yourself lacking in any sort of way, it's very easy to make up for all that lost energy and time. So a couple things that I do to make sure I have enough energy to get through my day, get everything done, accomplished that I need to, and also get ready for tomorrow. I keep it very simple, focusing on what type of foods I eat, making sure I'm getting enough water for the day, and making sure I get enough sleep. These are very simple ways to just make sure you have an abundant amount of energy to get everything done. So for foods, processed foods are everywhere, and it's very easy to stock up on everything that looks good, feels appetizing on the way down, but that won't give you the energy that you're looking for. One thing I learned, so keep it simple. Our body needs quality ingredients to give quality energy. Keeping whole foods at the top of your list, doing what it takes to get a nice variety of fruits and vegetables, and keeping your meals simple. The less ingredients it requires to make the meal, most likely, if you're using the whole ingredients, will be more beneficial than anything processed that you buy that will give you the energy that you're looking for. So the next thing is water. Having water available at all times. The key term is available, because it's one thing to have water, but it's another thing to have it cold and ready to go. So your water is just as ready as you are. So brushing on to the next subject, sleep. It's very easy to abuse our body's time clocks. We want to stay up all night and then we don't want to wake up in the morning. It's interesting, but we do this to ourselves all the times and we don't even know it. So doing what it takes to respect our body's sleep cycle, so in turn when we wake up, we're fresh and we're ready to go, ready to take on another day and accomplish everything that we've set for ourselves. So with that, that's everything that I wanted to cover on today's video. Staying hopeful in 2020, doing what it takes to become positive, full of energy, and just not sharing any of the negative moments, because there's plenty of that to go around. Thank you so much for joining my video today. Thank you for allowing me to host this time for you so I could share a little bit of positivity that's been lingering in my mind. If you like what you saw today, go ahead and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, take it easy guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Make an effort to watch influence. What's the word, Adrian? Talk to me. It's fucking productivity, produce. Watch. That's me. Produce, product, content. Make